Good morning, students. This video is for class 6 science chemistry. In the last class, I have explained you all about how chemistry has developed with the passage of time. Today we will study about few notable chemists and their contribution towards chemistry and their contribution. So let us take the first chemist. Number one is Antonio Lavoisier. What did he do? What did he do? He is a French scientist. First established that air contains more than one gas. So Antonio Lavoisier is the first scientist who has established that air contains more than one gases. He experimentally proved that air is mainly composed of two gases. So he has done experiments and he has proved through his experiments that air is a mixture of two gases. Number one is oxygen and nitrogen. So Antonio Lavoisier first established that air is a mixture of more than one gases, and then he said that air is a mixture of two gases, that is oxygen and nitrogen. Lavoisier was able to show the relationship between oxygen and metal resulting in rust. So he has also showed the relationship between oxygen and metal. When oxygen comes in contact with metal, it actually rusts. It causes rusting to the metal. He was also able to show the role of oxygen in plant and animal respiration. He has also showed that oxygen plays a very important role in the life of plant as well as animal. Lavoisier also showed that water is composed of hydrogen and oxygen. He also showed that water contains hydrogen and oxygen. So what did Antonio Lavoisier prove? Antonio Lavoisier first established that air is a mixture of more than one gases. Then he found experimentally that air is a mixture of oxygen and nitrogen. He also found that oxygen plays a very important role in the life of plant and animal. He also found that when oxygen comes in contact with metal, it actually causes rusting to the metal. Now let us come the next chemist is Henry Cavendish. Henry Cavendish was a British scientist. The next chemist is Henry Cavendish. Henry Cavendish was a British scientist and an important experimental and theoretical chemist and physicist. He was a British scientist and a very important experimental and theoretical. Means whatever he did, he has shown through experiments and he has shown through his theoretical project. He discovered hydrogen. So Henry Cavendish is the chemist who has discovered hydrogen. Cavendish was the first person to accurately measure the Earth's mass and density. So he was the first person who has accurately measured the mass of the Earth as well as the density of Earth. His experiments to measure the density of Earth is known as the Cavendish experiment. So the experiment he has conducted to measure the mass and density of the Earth is known as Cavendish experiments. John Dalton. The next chemist is John Dalton. The next chemist is John Dalton. He was an English chemist, physicist and meteorologist. What do you mean by meteorologist? The person who forecast weather. He is acknowledged for his research work in the formation of modern atomic theory and color blindness. So he was very much praised for his work on atomic theory as well as color blindness. He successfully identified chemicals, compound and reaction affected by interaction of atom with one another. So he has very successfully identified when chemical comes in contact with other chemical, what is the result, what is the consequence. He has very much successfully identified that. He also explained that atoms cannot be created or destroyed. He explained in his experiment or theory that atoms cannot be created or cannot be destroyed. The next scientist is Dmitry Mendeleev. Dmitry Mendeleev was a Russian chemist. And what did he invent? He helped to transform the world of science with his way of organizing elements according to their weight and chemical reaction. Now, there are so many elements present on this earth, and how to read about them. So, he has arranged these elements according to their weights and chemical reaction, and in a tabular form called Mendeleev's periodic table, which is used in chemistry and physics. In addition to the creation of the periodic table, means apart from creating this periodic table, he has also worked on the spectroscope and the capillarity. That means rise or fall of liquid, both of which continue to be in use still today. Let us come to the last chemist of your book. What they have been? Marie Sklodowska-Curie. Marie Sklodowska-Curie was a physicist and chemist, well known for the theory of radioactivity. Radioactivity means the emitting of the emitting of particles or releasing of particles. So Marie Curie was a physicist and chemist and a well known for the theory of radioactivity. She was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize and the only person to win it in multiple branches. That means she was the first woman to win a Nobel in science, and not only this, she has won in multiple subjects of science, in more than one subject. In December 1903, she shared the Nobel Prize in Physics with Pierre Curie and Henry Becquerel for their joint research on radiation. That means they have found a new conclusion on radiation, that means releasing of rays. So she has also received a joint Nobel Prize for her work of releasing rays along with Pierre Curie and Henry Becquerel. So student, you have to go through whatever the contribution of a notable chemist. You go through the contribution of this chemist and see what they have actually contributed in the world of chemistry. So student, for today only up to this much. We will continue about the application of chemistry in the next class. Thank you.